Marquez Brownlee, aka MKBHD, aka MKBBS for bullshit, released an app called what was it called? Panels.
Yes.
And I can't even stop laughing. It's a
He
wallpaper.
released a paid wallpaper app, MKBHD. I gotta just, how many subscribers do you think this guy has? If
Well,
you
I
had to
actually
guess
have
right now.
well I could take a peek because I have my YouTube open right now, but last I remember, it's around close to 10 million, I think.
19.5 million.
Jesus Christ.
19, this guy has 20 million subscribers. This is one of, if not the most influential, respected tech YouTuber in the world. He, at least based on all of his reviews, has a vast knowledge of technology, how it works, how it's supposed to work, which ways it could be the most valuable. Spends most of his time dunking on companies that put out bad, dumb stuff.
Yep.
And this guy, millions of dollars. He has almost unlimited resources to create and sell whatever product he wants to his fans. And he came up with wallpapers. Wallpapers.
And before that, he actually had something I guess you could say better than wallpapers, which was his sneaker line. And now he downgraded to wallpaper.
How did this get out of the idea room? Like, how did wallpapers are free? They're free. He gets them for free. We all
Yeah.
get them for free. I don't know if I've ever heard of somebody paying for their wallpaper ever. And like, I get the artist side of it, like people creating a
Hmm.
piece of art and wanting to be compensated for that. And like Google Images has kind of made that all a little bit murky. Um, but one of the wallpapers on his app is the color orange. What? What? Like, what is he doing? What happened here? How could somebody who seems to have such a strong judgment uh when it comes to like building a brand and being very strategic, why how were we wrong? Maybe we were wrong. Maybe he's not that smart. Maybe he's not as smart as we thought. Maybe he doesn't have the high IQ judgment that we thought he did
Right.
have. This is one of the dumbest, and there are a lot of dumb YouTuber product releases.
Hmm.
This is one of the dumbest ones I can remember. I'm sure there's a long list of ones that I'm forgetting, but at least popular YouTuber related products, this is really stupid. And he deserves to be roasted into oblivion as has been happening all day today on the internet. Um, you tried the app, so give us your reactions to this life-changing wallpaper
Man,
app.
I was gonna save it for my own video, but I'll still talk about it here. Um, well, I was gonna also add, maybe he gotten. I'm trying to think of the phrasing for it, like he thinks he's untouchable, right? Like his ego got too big because he's not one of those. I guess I'm assuming, kind of seeing his videos to confirm that he's not one of those reviewers who are bought by these companies to say 100% positive things and, stay in their good graces. Because I think you mentioned it to me before when the iPad Pro came out, that your
Mhm.
average consumer was kind of like a Apple sellout or something.
Yes.
And I even see it with the iPhone where, I won't go too much into detail, but the iPhone has a new camera button and the case is supposed to have that cover that's supposed to be like a pass through. He didn't really show too much to see how it works. I had to go to Apple myself and test it out myself. But with MKBHD, he's saying all these, he'll call companies out on what they're doing. And normally when you call out a company like Apple for their issues, they blacklist you and don't give you products. That's why Unbox Therapy doesn't get any products from Apple anymore because he bent their was the iPhone 10. I think he bent it on camera,
Hmm.
and that's why he got blacklisted. But he decides to release an app that charges you pay money for a HD version of a wallpaper, or you can get the SD version by watching an advertisement. So in my use, let's talk about the advertisements, right? I hate advertisements. I really freaking hate it. I pay for
Hmm.
YouTube Premium for that fact. These ads are like 30 seconds long, sometimes a bit longer, just to save one standard definition 1080p wallpaper, which a 1080p wallpaper on your phone is still fine. I can't tell the difference between a 1080p picture and and a 4K picture. I just cannot.
I,
But you,
hearing you describe this app is just
oh,
it's really baffling when YouTubers who seem to have very, I mean, and Marquez has like a really, really strong brand. Like if he says something about a product, you believe it. Like it carries a lot of weight.
mm-hmm.
And this idea is so bad
But get
that it
this.
makes me question, like, why does anyone give a shit what this guy says about anything? Like this is his idea.
Right. So
This
get
is his
this, right?
idea.
The pricing. I want to tell you about the pricing.
Oh my
Because you
gosh.
have the 1 month, month to month pricing of 11.99 or the yearly 49.99. And then I don't know whether or not this would be included in the premium, but there are some collections by a certain artist. I can't even talk. Certain artists who have like four photos that you can pay. I think it's like 7.99 for the artists for images. Now, you mentioned earlier the whole supporting the artist thing, which I understand supporting the artist. That's why they have something like Patreon, where you can support them directly for their artwork, and they give you
Yeah.
tiers. Hey, if you pay for this tier, you get all these artworks rather than just this four. If you want the color orange on your phone, just Google the color orange. And with iPhone, you can create multiple wallpaper sets. I'm sure you
Yeah.
can create just an orange one in the iPhone itself, without having to use a stupid app. I did see a post where they have to make some changes about the location settings and what they have access to. So it could be not him intentionally, but their way of trying to get access to your data, because you see these people on YouTube who make it big and they come off as great guys and trustworthy. I'm not saying this is the case for Marquez, but there are those stories where the guys come out to not be trustworthy, like the completionist. Remember everything that happened with
Oh
him?
my God. Huge shit bag. Yeah.
So you never know. But this is, as you said, what is going through his head to think of, oh, everyone's asking me where I get my cool wallpapers. No, who's really asking that? I mean, who is? But
Right.
whoever they are, come on. Like,
Based on the way he's making it sound, it's like if you go to any of his videos, that there will be 1,000 comments of just people being like, "Where did you get that wallpaper, bro? Sick wallpaper. Where can I get the
well,
same exact one?"
why don't we test it? Because I have YouTube here and we can't see, those listening to us can't see it, but I'm just gonna, casually put something up and, have it muted so I won't hear it. And I'll just scroll through the comments as we continue talking and see if I can pull one up.
If you go on his most recent video about the iPhone 16, it has been flooded with people dunking on him for this app idea.
Oh,
So
for the pro?
probably his biggest, I guess, what probably likely would become one of his most watched videos of the year, because it's about a very popular, upcoming product, has now been totally sandbagged with comments about one of the worst ideas I've ever heard. You know what's crazy too is like that, the color, like the orange thing. Oh my God, it's gonna become such a meme, which is hilarious because all he does is wear red and black, and now he's gonna be like
Right.
forever associated with the color orange. But like, how did he not? Well, the first thing is all the data that the app needs, presumably to send you targeted ads. They need to know where you live. They need to know like how old you are and all that stuff because they want to send you
Right.
specific ads. That's, I would think, why it's asking for an obnoxious amount of information. Um, so it's hard to believe that he would be completely unaware. They don't open up the app beforehand to be like, oh, it's asking for a lot of information. Maybe we should dial that back a little bit. That's weird to me. And the orange wallpaper thing, how did nobody like realize that that would happen? That people would just upload dumb things that would just make the app look like really stupid. Like I'm sure that there are some gorgeous wallpapers on that app. But with that, you have to have predicted that someone would upload a very meme-worthy wallpaper that will be all over the internet, and it's going to completely wash over all the other actual artwork that is being posted on your app. And it just makes your app look like a fucking joke. And it makes you look like a fucking joke because it's like, dude, how did you not think of this happening? You're the tech guy. You're supposed to be two steps ahead of all these giant ass companies that you know better than them. This is why they should have this feature and that feature. And now they're gonna look at you and they're gonna be like, "This is the fucking orange wallpaper guy. Who gives a shit what he says about our phone?" Like, like
And mind
this
you,
is
like
this
a lot
this
of
is this is tough. This is a tough one.
these tech YouTubers, they really just talk about various consumer techs like phones and wireless headphones, and they might do a drone or something. This is a guy who also reviews cars, like a smart car or a
Mhm.
Tesla or whatever. How many YouTubers are you seeing reviewing these supercars or whatever and it's like you got into a big point, Marquez has gotten to a big point in his career. Like he's been on Times Square billboards, right? It's like, holy shit, that's some huge
Yeah.
milestone.
No, he's a
So
millionaire. He's probably the most
yeah,
successful tech YouTuber
YouTuber.
or internet personality in the world. In the
Yeah,
world. Um, People wait specifically
for
to see
his
what he says about a product.
right.
Like he's up there with like CNET and like, all of those like respected publications. Uh, like one individual human person is on the same seen as the same level of reputation as like these huge outlets that all
Right.
they do is review technology. And this makes him look like a moron. I, I I don't know. It's a really bad look. I also think I was gonna text this to you earlier, but like Marquez influenced a lot of the way that tech YouTube looks and sounds and the way that all the videos are shot and everything. Like almost every single tech YouTuber has copied or had their videos influenced in some way by the way he makes his videos. So he's I would think held
Mhm.
to a pretty high regard on YouTube. I am very curious to see if anybody in that space, whether it's Mr. Who's the Boss or your average consumer, any of these people, even though your average consumer, I don't even doesn't even seem like a real person anymore. He just feels like a giant bag of money that just like takes all these sponsorships. Like, will anyone roast him on this? Will anyone make a video that's like, I tried MKBHD's new wallpaper app, and they'll say $12 a month? Are you fucking stupid? Why would anyone
Right.
pay a subscription? We already complain about how so much of our lives are turning into subscription services. Why would you think that a subscription for wallpapers is a good idea?
And get
That
this.
is mind-boggling.
Before we started recording, you said that I was like the NKBHD like fan or whatever.
Yeah, I used to be a
Um,
big fan.
when I started my channel, when it was called Anthony Online Tech, and I still have some of the themes still on my channel that I have to update, but my color aesthetic was black and red because of him. And I also like those colors, sure. But and if you see my recent videos, when I do my intros, you see it's blue now and no longer red. And number one, it's more inviting to the eyes, especially for me with my terrible vision. But I've gotten more into the whole Sony lifestyle, PlayStation lifestyle. So I've been doing some
Mm,
changes with my channel, but I got into like I've been on current channel for about 4 years, but I've had previous channels before this where they never really took off. I didn't really stick with it. They didn't really know what to do with it. I started this channel during the pandemic because of what I saw what he was doing. And I
mhm,
thought, hey, I can do that. I can one day review tech and buy tech, and that's what led me to buying the iPad. What was it? The iPad Pro in 2020, and then I
mhm.
bought a Mac Mini, and I bought an iPhone. So as you said, people were influenced by him. I for sure am one. Look at my picture here now. I'm wearing black and red in the picture on the Zoom
Dude,
call.
He had massive influence. He has a massive
I just hit
influence
my
on that
microphone.
space on YouTube.
Um, And I'm also having major deja vu because I swear I had a dream that we were talking about this and same situation, same seat and everything. But
Mm,
I've been looking through a couple of his videos as we've been talking, and I don't see a single comment asking for his wallpapers. And maybe it's on Twitter. You know, I don't go through Twitter, so maybe it's
sure,
there. But
sure.
um, like, because I remember you asked me in you asked us in the group chat, how often are people changing their wallpapers? I don't know what Android does, but Apple, you can save multiple sets, and I usually change them to match my outfits because I'm that kind of nerd. But I don't pay for them. I Google Spider-Man and Wolverine and
Right.
Vegeta. When I play one of my video games and have a really good photo mode, I will use those for my wallpapers. My current Mac desktop wallpaper is pictures from Spider-Man 2's photo mode.
Mm,
Um, and I paid for the game because I enjoy the game, but when you say are people going to call him out for this, I don't think your average consumer will. I don't think Box Therapy will. I don't know about Linus Tech Tips. I don't really like Linus Tech Tips either. Maybe Mr. Who's the Boss, maybe not. It depends on how much of these guys are actually friends and or not, you
yeah,
know. But I think it's one of those things where some of these guys, like your average consumer, is too busy with his sponsorships to, I think, talk about it.
yeah.
Um, I was gonna talk about it tomorrow, even though I get my iPhone tomorrow, so I might just focus on the iPhone altogether.
You got to
Um,
at least download an orange wallpaper for the iPhone when you
oh, you
do
know
the
what? I
review.
will. Thank you for giving me the recommendation. I will. You know, I'm gonna give you you have that picture I sent you still of him in the spacesuit that I put
Oh yeah,
together.
yeah.
If we could throw that on this video somewhere, that'll be
That'll be the background for this video. It's him
oh
in the
perfect.
dude. Like I was thinking too, like he seems to be like a very like I've seen interviews, with him outside of the confines of like him doing a very scripted review. And like he seems like a very savvy, uh, you know, not too a guy that's not too high on his own farts. He's not just like I'm the shit. I'm the best thing in the whole fucking world.
Right.
So it seems to me like tomorrow he should upload a video where he's wearing an orange t-shirt and talking about how he missed the mark with the app and how maybe just because a few people ask him where he got his wallpapers doesn't mean he should turn into a whole fucking business. Like somebody, and I think it also to me feels like this seems like an instance where he's got too many yes men in his circle because for someone to not pull you aside and be like, this is dumb. This is like I understand you might think this is a good idea. This is
Mhm.
dumb. This is a dumb idea. And you should just let it die right now. Don't go public
So
with it. Don't launch an app. Certainly don't charge money because all of those things are going to make this worse.
I'm
And
gonna
I get that he's the big dog. He makes the final decision. I don't know who's in his circle, but apparently nobody that he cares about their opinion that much. Because it's hard to imagine either they're all yes men and everybody was like Marquez, this is genius, you're the fucking man, can't wait to pay $12 a month for my wallpapers, or somebody did say I don't know if this is a good idea and he was like you don't know what you're talking about, I'm gonna
right
launch it.
because
This is very it's very confusing.
I have 2 points to make. Number one, I just sent you a screenshot of me making I have orange wallpaper on my phone now. I literally use the built-in Apple, wallpaper creator to make an orange wallpaper. Okay. But with
Um,
the whole thing about like people saying to him it's a bad idea, and he's like, no, it's not, like, oh, it's not a bad idea, shut up, I know what I'm doing. The thing about that is when you look at remember Concord failed tremendously, and there's been talks about how people would go to the higher ups and say, "Hey, this is a really bad idea. It's not going to work." And they responded with like basically saying, "No, we don't want to, you know, have that a thing here. We want it to be all positive, get that out of, get the negativity out of the way. It's gonna work. It's gonna be positive." And I'm someone, as I have my theater degree and from college, I have a somewhat theater background. I have a belief that when you have a vision, you want to see your vision come to life, but you also need to hear the feedback from the outside saying, look, as a consumer of what you're trying to make, this is stupid and I think it's gonna not gonna work. Okay, let me revise and see what you think would actually work. But in the scale of what Marquez did, it's so simple. You made an app for wallpapers that there's one that already exists. It's not. It's called Google. It already exists. Or Twitter, or you can go to Reddit, or if you're into it, DeviantArt, or whatever.
Right.
Facebook. There's so many things on Facebook. And as I just showed you, I sent it to you. I made an orange wallpaper from my built-in phone thing, so I'm gonna use that for the video tomorrow. When I get my phone from FedEx, which hey, FedEx is orange and purple, so
Oh
maybe
man.
I'll do a pair. Oh, I just heard a big thunderstorm
This is bad, but
outside.
what do you think he should do? Should he just plow ahead like this is all fine? We'll take away some of the like, data collection or whatever, but it's still gonna cost $12 a month, $50 a year, which by the way, those two price tiers don't even remotely make sense. Like
Mhm.
you're saying the app is either worth $4 a month or $12 a month? What? The fuck? That's such a weird discrepancy in price. And both of them are unattractive. It's like, well, I don't want to pay $50 right now, but
Right.
I don't want to pay $12 a month for wallpapers. Like, I don't know, isn't he seems like the kind of guy that would make fun of NFTs and like this is like this feels
Right.
like
And
it's
and
in the
I feel like
same
he has in the
sphere.
past. I would say is dependent on how much did he spend to make this app a thing.
Yeah.
If he spent a
I hope that
substantial
number's really
amount,
low.
but then you also wonder, however the amount is, how quickly can he make that back with just one video,
Yeah.
if not two videos? I mean, even though he has the podcast, I don't watch his podcast. I just don't have the time or interest in watching his podcast. I just want to know about certain tech products that released that that he would review.
Yeah.
Um, he has his talks about people talking about the iPhone as well, like, oh, is it a large enough upgrade? If you have a 15, no, but if you have a 13 like I do, yes. Can you hear that thunder outside?
No.
I can hear it. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
we have a thunderstorm. But anyway, not to stray off the tracks, but if he after all the backlash, it's number one, does he have someone on his team who's handling it as, oh, don't respond, we'll figure out a response. He has the money to get what, I don't know what they call it, a PR person.
Yeah.
Does he have PR on the side, or is he just going to come out and say, "Hey, I got the feedback. We're gonna make changes to it, and do better." My dogs just ran out of the door. I think they're scared of the thunder too. But yeah, I think it's going to be hard for him to come back, not come back from this, but to admit his wrongdoing. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah. It
Um,
seems to me like you should really want to get ahead of this and release a video tomorrow and just be like, okay, maybe I fucked up. Maybe people are not that interested in paying for wallpapers. But at the same time, he's in a tough spot because like eh, you're gonna tank the company after one day. Like, you just made all this big fuss about how the artists get paid 50% and like, all these premium wallpapers and whatnot, and everybody always asks me where I get my wallpapers. And then you're gonna turn around the next day and be like, never mind, I'm a fucking idiot. That was stupid. Let's just forget it ever happened. Like I don't know, the internet lives forever. Like once it's out, it's out. So while I do think it would be in his best interest to be like, I missed the mark. At the same time, it's like, I don't know if you can afford to do that because people take his opinions really seriously. So if the guy whose opinion carries a lot of weight comes out and says that his own company is a bad idea, then people are just not going to use it. Like it's either that or he just has to keep promoting it and be like, "Oh, new wallpapers this month. Here's the, 10 new wallpapers we added. Get them all, for free standard definition or 4K, I guess, if you for some reason need really high quality wallpaper images." I don't know what you do. I really don't. But he's getting just eviscerated online. It's brutal.
the
It's
worst thing
brutal.
would be if all these other tech YouTubers are like they support him instead of talk crap about him. Like, oh, Marquez has a new app out. You should go download it and check it out. Like, no, you guys are part of the problem now.
I
Um,
know that's so tough too, because like I would assume that maybe there are probably some rivalries on YouTube, at least in that space. because he has such a massive lead over literally everyone else. But I would assume they're like a little friendly. Like I don't want to say that that he has the type of influence of like a mafia leader, but like feels like you shouldn't go after Marquez Brownlee. Like he just has such a vast amount of influence on tech YouTube that I'd be surprised if anyone calls him out and it's like this is dumb. Like anyone with like an actual like opinion that carries weight in that space.
Right. So, like in
You
other
know.
words, Mr. Who's the Boss, Austin Evans, your average consumer, Linus Tech Tips, Unbox Therapy. I watch a lot of tech tubers. I
Yeah, like if
Justine.
Yong yeah comes out and does a video, it's like who cares what you say, man? Like you don't even know this guy. Like you're not in that space. But yeah, if Mr. Who's the Boss or Linus or someone like that comes out and they're like, I tried the app and it's like not a bad app. It's just really it's a dumb idea. Uh, those people's opinions also carry weight. They might not carry as much as Marquez, but if a couple of them come out and they're like, this is bad, that's gonna really tank the ability for this to take off, which it should, because it's not a good idea. This should not succeed. This is like not it's so baffling that someone like Marquez with so much money and seems like a really smart guy, like why would what? He should be building Iron Man suits. Like why is
But
why
get
is
this
he
too.
doing this?
Like it's one thing if it's a bad app and a good idea, and it's one thing if it's a good app and a bad idea, but it's a bad app and a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's both. The app is not very intuitive. There's not much to it. Other than the artworks and if you want to support an artist, sure. But are these artists that you know, or you just want to find a new artist that you like? Sure, you got to explore
Right.
and find new artists. But why not support them directly on Patreon? They get 50% of it here. Why not go
Right.
somewhere where they get more than 50% of the profits? Who
Like
gets the other
asking people to
50%?
watch ads
Yeah,
to download a wallpaper is
yeah.
again, this is just there's stuff with this app where it's just like, did nobody pull you aside and say like that's not gonna go over very well, man? Like people hate watching ads in general. So now you want them to watch an ad in order to download a JPEG? Like, are you fucking serious? You go on Google and you could get this done in seconds. Why are you watching an ad?
And if you have like YouTube Premium, you can watch a video in the background and download multiple wallpapers on Google while you're watching the video. Here, you gotta wait 30 plus seconds for an ad to finish, then download one wallpaper.
Yeah, this is it's pretty lame. It's pretty bad. It's unfortunate because I'm not like a diehard fan of Marquez Brownlee. I'm not really a diehard fan of YouTubers in general, but I respected his opinions on a lot of stuff, and this is going to be a tough one to wash away. It's going to be tough for him to get away from this because it's his app. It's not like one of these, instances where YouTuber gets caught promoting something and they're like, "Uh-oh, I didn't do enough research on that company. Never mind, I'm not going to promote them anymore." It's like, "No, this is your company. So if you don't promote it, like, like, then it's just gonna die. You literally have to promote this. So he has to mention the app, just like he does with Dbrand, right? Like, because he has a relationship with them. Like every single video that he shows his phone, he's like, "Oh, and if you like this wallpaper, I got it on my Panels app. Go download it now and give me $50 so that you can get it in 4K." Like he has to say this stuff. So this is a tough spot. It's a real tough spot. And I am truly puzzled as to how he thought this was going to be received. Like, did he think he was going to announce this and everybody was just going to fucking pop champagne and lose their minds? Like, holy shit, we get to pay for wallpapers. Oh my God. Like, I don't, what reaction was he expecting other
And
than, dude, are you serious?
and what's funny is one of the advertisements that I got from using the app was for Raid. Was it Raid Shadow Legends?
No.
Yeah, that was one of the ads they gave. One was
Such
about
a
Facebook and
YouTube ad.
Instagram, and then one was Raid Shadow Legends,
Oh
which I'm
my
I'm pretty sure he did
God.
a sponsor for them once or twice before. Um, and then I'm surprised no D brand ads came in yet. But
Yeah.
it could be on the way.
My God. It's bad. It's bad. Good luck, Marquez. No idea how you're gonna get yourself out of this one. other than to just cut your losses,
Well,
terminate the
let's
entire
do
company?
this. I want to see, will he lose subscribers by tomorrow or not?
Nah,
Probably not, but what if he loses a
nah.
couple? What is that now? 19.5? I mean, we won't, even if he did, we won't even notice it until it's like a significant amount. But
Yeah, yeah. Right. He got almost 20 million subs. It's like whatever. And this is not like a, there are some pretty bad YouTuber controversies. So there's like he's not scamming anyone. He's not he didn't do anything illegal. It's just a dumb idea that look, if you disagree and you want to pay for your wallpapers, now you have an avenue to do that. He's given you an opportunity for anyone out there who's ever thought, I don't really want my wallpapers to be free. I want to give money. Now you can do that.
like, hey, I
Uh,
want my new iPhone 16 to match the new case I bought in a nice vibrant color, and I want it to match a $50 a year plain color wallpaper from Panels. But there's no orange iPhone or orange iPhone case from Apple. So
yeah.
maybe
Man, the
Google
only way I
Pixel.
could even think to improve this is like if it had been like a lifetime app purchase. You know how like there's some apps where it's like, oh, $50 and you get to use it forever with no ads. Like maybe a one-time purchase. I could almost see some people doing that. But yearly subscription, monthly subscription to get locked into paying for your wallpapers, man. Oh my God.
You know, I
Stop.
think for
Stop.
the price that it costs, it like let's say I pay the yearly subscription. For that alone, Marquez should find my YouTube channel and promote the crap out of me so I can get much more subscribers and followers just for the price of the app alone. That would be
Yeah.
worth the $50 a year just for that 1 year.
Yeah. Yeah, this is rough. He had a rough day. And you know what's crazy is like he spends a shitload of time on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and like so he can't escape it. Like literally his algorithm is he's just seeing people dunk on him all day. Like that's sometimes there's people out there who like they put out these ideas and they don't really spend that much time on the internet, whether it's like an athlete controversy or like a, Hollywood celebrity or something. So they might just like miss stuff. He's on the internet all the time. Like he's not fooling anyone. Like he is 100% chronically online. He has seen every single meme that people have made about this. He's seen every quote tweet. He's responded to a lot of the people's comments on his announcement about this app. So like he's plugged in. And this is just a brutal day on the internet for Marquez. This yeah, and there's not another new iPhone coming out for at least a few more months. So doesn't really have anything to bury this story with.
Yeah, within like the next year, whatever other, non-major Android that comes out that's not Samsung or Google.
Yeah,
Um,
PS5
he
Pro, he'll
he
do a
did
video about that in a couple months.
he mentioned it in the podcast, and I don't know if he's gonna do too much about the Pro when it releases. Your average consumer will because he's sponsored by Sony, so he'll get a
Yep.
copy, he'll get a free console. But Marquez, I mean, what else would he do? Another car, another Tesla, or another supercar that no one can afford? Um, I did see a video that I haven't watched it yet, but he's taking a break, supposedly. But this is like a few weeks ago, so I'm like, are you really
Yeah,
taking a
yeah, to play
break or
more like
what?
Ultimate Frisbee,
Oh,
I
the
guess.
frisbee thing. Yeah, he can, I guess, do. Oh, Ultimate Frisbee sponsored by Panels.
Oh no, and the whole team wears fucking orange
That's like what's his
jerseys.
name? Logan Paul has the Prime sponsoring the WWE stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Ultimate Frisbee is sponsored by Panos by MKBHD. Get your wallpapers for 12.99,
Oh my
11.99.
God, dude. Oh, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. We don't have any advice for you, Marquez. You're kind of in this one on your own, man. Good luck. Also maybe change the logo for panels because I see the color orange looks like it's on there twice. You might want to get as far away from the color orange as you possibly can, 'cause the meme has begun, my friend. Oh, this poor bastard. Ah.
I'm surprised he didn't use like a red and black theme for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
it's his whole thing, but panels, let me go back
Oof.
to the app. Yeah, it's orange and I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got for you. Let us know if you're excited to pay for your wallpapers. And we'll talk to you guys
Yeah,
in the next one.
check out our other channels, Film Cubano and Anthony Olan, movie reviews and TV shows from Film Cubano, and mostly gaming videos from Anthony Olan. I am posting a iPhone 16 Pro Max video. I guess
Yes.
by the time this is out, it'll probably already be out. So,
Oh boy. Get pumped.
uh,
Turn on those post notifications, guys.
yeah, subscribe, 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 subscribe. Uh,
Yeah. All right. That's all we got.